Reminisce. Let me show you my real power.
File select.
Hey, oh, welcome to my not playthrough, but I'm gonna watch two episodes of Cybernet today, and I'm gonna reminisce about it. But while I wait for people to join, especially Will, I'm gonna play some Sonic Adventure 2. Just go stage select and let's go get ourselves some chow. Let's go. No, not Mel Harbor. Where is City Escape? Here we go. Why is it so small here? Let me move it somewhere else where it's a lot bigger. There we go. Because the other monitor is like a way higher resolution, so it's a little bit hard to see. Oh yeah! So, the episode of Cybernet I'm gonna watch has Sonic Adventure 2 in it. So, that's why I'm playing like some Sonic Adventure 2 to sort of like, you know, as I reminisce about this, I'm gonna reminisce about Cybernet. So I'm gonna wait for Will to show up, but if he doesn't show up after like 5 or 10 minutes, I'll just go ahead and stream it. Just start to play the episode of Cybernet. Yahoo! No. Oh, I need to collect some stuff. I keep forgetting. Ouch!
There are 3 chow containers per stage. You should
Are there?
3 containers to find out what's inside.
Dang it! I bounced, so I couldn't hit that thing. Escape from the Cheese City. Oh, I should have hit the spring, whatever. I mean, I'm not going for time. I'm collecting these thingies. Yes, no, I don't know. Am I even streaming?
Here we go.
Do I have English voice acting on? Or does he really say "here we go" in Japanese? Jammin'. Ouch. I think it's a Japanese voice. Stop! Why aren't you shooting, jerk? Okay, 5 minutes in. So should I start the episode of Cybernet? Oh, let me. You know what? I'll do Sonic first, and then uh I'll do Shadow or something, so I could give both Chow's stuff. Sorry, I just went to my phone to see if I'm actually streaming. Yep. Wake up, 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 wake up. Am I streaming? Yeah, it looks like I'm streaming. Okay. Let's give these Chow. Did I not unlock the other 2 levels yet? How do I unlock them again? Do I need a good and an evil Chow? Why is the camera inverted? Did I invert them? Why did I make the good Chow with the evil smile? Here you go. Damn it!
Don't worry, buddy.
Oh, it's the English one. Why am I using the English voices? I thought I was using the Japanese. Oh, I guess I'm using the English because, you know, like... Because of... I don't know. Did I even stream this in English? I don't remember. So I streamed in Japanese. I guess I should go look. I think I wanted him to be like level 10 before I... All his stats to be level 10 before I put him in the race. Why are you kids always sleeping? He's got no arms. Did I give you the foods? Oh, there's one left. Why, you little... Yeah, power leveled up. Okay, time to go. Chow lobby. Now time to play Shadow, and after Shadow I'll go off and watch the episode. Gimme. Pew. Boing, 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 boing. I need this. A lot of purple and reds. Come on. Up, and away. Damn it. I have a Chow thing? Yes, I do. What? Why did I die there? I thought there's a thing to protect me. Oh, hi, Will. Yeah, I'm gonna start the Cybernet thing in a bit, but let me just finish this shadow level. So I could... Ah, what the heck? Was I not fast enough? Am I gonna die if I jump? Okay, I did not die. Yeah, I'll... Oh, is the comments on? Let me just turn them on a sec. Yeah, there we go. So how you doing? So, I was supposed to play Shanty and then do this thing, but I had an especially tiring day at the gym, so I want to finish it today. And also I got I got the Rev Major tomorrow, and before I go for that, I also gotta go to the gym. So I wanna like wake up early and all that. So yeah. So not gonna stay up late today streaming. Just gonna watch a few episodes of Cybernet and then go to bed, and then maybe tomorrow. Wait, is my mic on? Yes, it's on. How about the music? Is it on? I'd be so annoyed if my stuff was not on. But yeah, just like pretty tired from the like today the gym. For some reason today, like when I got on the treadmill, I wasn't feeling really tired because the AC was cranked on really high. So when I got on the treadmill, I wasn't feeling tired. Imagine it wasn't on and you were just talking to nothing. Yeah, that's true. What was that? Oh yeah, at the gym, like the AC was like full blasts, and because of that, when I was on the treadmill, I wasn't sweating a lot, and I didn't feel tired on the treadmill. But unfortunately, because of that, my heart rate didn't get up high. So when I switched to the bike, like it was having I was having difficulty getting my heart rate up. So what happened because of that? The bike, because I had the settings on where it would change the difficulty of pedaling or whatever it's called. I forgot the word the thing actually used, but yeah. Because my heart rate wasn't going up because of the AC was on high, and it wasn't hot, so I wasn't feeling like tired and all that. But because of that, like the difficulty on the legs was a lot harder. So my legs were like, it hurts so much. Yeah, the resistance was a lot higher than I was used to. So because of that, I was like really, really tired just pedaling it. And even though I was pedaling, I wasn't pedaling fast enough, so the thing would shut off. So it took longer than normal. So like, cause normally when I use that machine, it's like 150, 160 calories. But today it was like 180, 190, something like that. So yeah, it was extra resistance, and it took longer than normal. So yeah, I was like, just really tired from it. Which was funny because when I started on the treadmill, it wasn't tiring at all. But anywho, let's go. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna watch. Oh yeah, let me turn on my webcam. Oh, let me connect it. So I'm gonna react to this episode. I'm gonna let it play, and then I'm going to kind of reminisce a bit about the show. I'll let the intro play. Okay, where's I gotta put the webcam? Video capture, Razer. What? My webcam is not here? Okay. No, not integrated camera. OBS. Is this the one? Okay, no. Wait, no, let me get rid of that. Video capture device. Oh, okay, no, I do have to add it. Okay. Oh, the window. Door's open. What's up with the lighting? It's off. It's a little bit off. Okay. I guess I'll put myself down here. So yeah, this is Cybernet. Or over here, Cybernet. No, sorry. No, here. That's right here. This is Cybernet. And I'll be watching this episode. So this obviously says Cybernet 6 June 2001. And you'll see real soon why I picked Sonic Adventure 2 as my lead in to this episode. The other episode I'm going to react to is this one. Like, just a sec. Let me move the chat. Because the chat is kind of in the way. Let me move the chat up here. So this one is like E3 special, but I'm going to react to this one first. I'll let the intro play and then I'll talk about it a little bit. Well. Anywho. The audio is scuffed because it's like an old thing. I don't record from VHS or something.
Hello, Cybernet's back with me, Lucy Longhurst. Prepare for a new adventure, go on the ride of a lifetime, check out some cyber comics, and the gaming community unites. It's awesome. It's Cybernet.
Okay, so there. That's just the intro for the episode. So let me give a little background on this show. So apparently it's originally in UK, something like that. And I think from my research, they said they premiere it at night or something. At midnight, like not during the day where a lot of kids would see it or whatever. But me as a kid, British, is British. I think there's also a Spanish version because if you go on YouTube, there's like Spanish dub ones. But me as a kid, growing up in Dubai, this was shown like during the day, like after the cartoons. And I even remember back in the day, my brother, he wanted to, like, Burning Rangers was came out recently, or was gonna come out recently. So he was hoping that Burning Rangers would show up on Cybernet. So he would record all the episodes for a while, hoping that Cybernet would show Burning Rangers. And I think it never did. Because Burning Rangers, it came out at the end of the Sega Saturn's life cycle. It wasn't very, what do you call it? Wasn't a very big release. The only it was big for my brother at least because it was made by Sonic Team, which is funny because back in the day, like Sonic Team, which the Sega the Sega Saturn was like Sonic Team. They weren't making Sonic games except for maybe Sonic Jam. I know Sonic Team worked on that, but they weren't making Sonic games. They made Nights into Dreams. Let me move the camera down because I can't see my hand. I have to put my hand up. Like, it's made Nights into Dreams, and it made Burning Rangers. What else did it work on? But besides that, yeah, that's what Sonic Team worked on, the Sega Saturn. But then, of course, for Dreamcast, they worked on the Sonic Adventure 2. But that's besides the point. So this show would show in the afternoon, I think around 4 o'clock. Because I remember I would be able to catch it even after. Because I remember the shows, they would show at 2 p.m., but I wouldn't be able to catch the cartoons at 2 p.m. But this showed a little bit later, so I think I was able to catch it. So it was on TV on Dubai on Channel 33, along with another TV show called Movies, Games, and Videos. Movies, Games, and Videos it's from the same guys who made this show, except they show movies in the cinema, video games, obviously, and videos. Basically, like TV shows or movies that would release on VHS. So that's what's Movies, Games, and Videos. I think I'll show a little bit of Movies, Games, and Videos right now. Movies, Games, and Videos. Okay. So here's a little bit of Movies, Games, and Video. What? There's a friggin' ad. God damn it! It's because it's because I have this on what do you call it? I have it on incognito, and I wouldn't see ads if I had it on my regular browser because I have YouTube Premium. But anyway, this is like Movies, Games, and Videos.
Look at all the new developments in computer hardware that'll affect games players everywhere.
So yeah, it's like that. It focuses on, like I said, movies, games, and videos, unlike Cybernet, which is only video games. Okay, and the show it has Lucy Longhurst. Sorry, the show has Lucy Longhurst, and she's basically my video gaming childhood because she did the voice, she did the narration for the show for a long time. I think over 10 years. I think from when it started, or no, probably she wasn't the first, but to me, she was the first. And from the beginning until like the 2000s, until she eventually left. But by the time I think she left. Like I stopped watching the show like in the early 2000s or mid 2000s, and she already left before I stopped watching Cybernet. But yeah, she's been with Cybernet for so long, and I think the latest thing I've seen her do is for like Cartoon Network UK or something. She would do the bumpers. You know those bumpers, where like they'd have like a little short, like Cartoon Network logo, and then there's a little animation of a character or characters from Cartoon Network, and they would like they'd be animated doing something, and then she would say, "Next up on Cartoon Network, Gumball, Amazing World of Gumball," stuff like that. But I think that's it. But I mean, she's probably doing a lot more. But that's the last thing I've personally seen. Or maybe if you go on Google and you research it, you're gonna see that she's done way more. But anyway, let's get on with the show. So yeah, the format usually is previews, reviews, and either internet. They're gonna show a website, or they're gonna show what do you call it? Or they're going to show like some interactive game or something, or software. So anyway, we're going to go to what's new.
We get this week's show off to a flying start with the return of one of the greatest gaming heroes of all time. Hold tight, because Sonic the Hedgehog is speeding back to the Dreamcast in his biggest and fastest adventure yet.
So yeah, this is why I had Sonic Adventure coming up before this. And oh yeah, I forgot to say that most kids, like you watch Angry Video Game Nerd, and they would always talk about like, oh, they read Nintendo Power or something, or Game Informer as they grew up, for their gaming news and reviews. But me and my bro and all that, and I guess a lot of people in Dubai, we would watch Cybernet. So this is Cybernet is where I get a lot of my news and all that. Even when I wasn't gaming or that big into gaming, I would get my news and previews from this show. So that's why, like, even though I wasn't that big of a gamer, I still knew a lot about gaming back in the day because of this show. Did you have a TV show or something, or magazines or whatever you used to read as a kid? Or did you, like, when you were a kid, the internet was already pretty accessible, so you just went to websites like IGN or GameSpot or Game Trailers or something? Anyway, so this is June 2001. I think this is pretty close to when the game came out. The game, obviously, I think Sega at this time announced that they would end their console. So, and also I remember when Sonic Adventure 2 came out. Well, Jammer, I just played games and didn't really care about the future back then. What do you mean I'm talking about the future? Anyway, if it looked cool, I'd ask my mom to play. You mean like, oh, you'd be like, oh, look at the back of the box, like, oh, this is Jimmy Neutron game. Can I buy it? But anyway, was I saying, when Sonic Adventure 2 came out, me and my family were actually on vacation in Canada. So we bought a copy of Sonic Adventure 2 while we were in Canada. We didn't bring our Dreamcast, so we couldn't test if the game worked at all, unfortunately. But, well, it did work, so we were happy. But, you know, there's this extra layer of not sure that would work because we had a Japanese Dreamcast. We had a thing where we could play multi-region games, but we weren't exactly sure if Sonic Adventure 2 would work. So we were really scared. It's like, oh, great. And also, like, and then we went to UK. Was it before or after Canada? But either way, when we were in UK, there was one road. It was called Sonic Road or something to promote the release of Sonic Adventure 2. Anyway, let's continue.
The quest begins with Sonic escaping from an army helicopter and sky surfing to the city below. It's never revealed why Sonic's in trouble with the authorities, so we'll just have to wait to find out.
Obviously, now we know why Sonic was was being chased by the police. It's because, oh, Shadow did stuff, and weird humans are like, oh, this is a hedgehog, that's a hedgehog. So there's only two hedgehogs in this world, Sonic and Amy, so it's gotta be Sonic, right? Surfing. Yeah, surfing, snowboarding.
Our blazing blue buddy has a few new moves up his sleeve. As well as using a snowboard to slide down the city streets, Sonic can use
snowboard to slide down the city streets. The way she says it implies that this is gonna be a lot of the game is gonna have you sliding down city streets. But as we know from Sonic Adventure 2, like, that's only one level. At least Sonic Adventure 1, you snowboarded down the snow level and Tails snowboarded down the sand level. So at least there was like multiple. But here, it's only just one level, the first level. That's vaguely racist. It's skyboarding. See, they said it. Board. Why'd they say surf? I have no idea.
use parallel bars to swing to high platforms and even grind down handrails to collect rings and other goodies.
Yeah, that is a new thing in Sonic Adventure 2. When you hit the thing and you spin around, and then obviously grinding. But anyway.
There are other new moves to try in the later levels, and we had loads of fun trying Sonic's new abilities.
I think this, what they have here, is the demo. It's like part of the Sonic beta or something, the demo, and a lot of people also were able to play this level on CDs, so they would, release preview of the game on CDs and stuff. So I think this is the one they're playing, the early beta. And what do you call it? The song, the City Escape song in this version, it didn't have any lyrics. So if you go on YouTube, you look up like City Escape, like beta, and the song will play. There's no lyrics.
Like the original Sonic Adventure, this colourful sequel's packed with stunning set pieces which punctuate the fast-paced gameplay. In the
It's I actually thought the term like set pieces was something that they'd use like later on for games like Uncharted, because I remember the first time I was hearing those terms like set pieces was like Uncharted 1. But apparently it was pretty long ago. This looked like Sonic Adventure 2. Like she said, it's set pieces.
first level, you'll see Sonic spinning around insane loops, running vertically down the side of skyscrapers, and tearing down steep city streets trying to avoid an out-of-control juggernaut.
Again, the way she says it implies that like a lot of the game is gonna have this, or you know, or it's gonna happen a lot, but it's only in this first level. I mean, you do go in the city and with other characters, like forgot to turn on the I forgot to turn on the power for my laptop. But anyway, yeah, again, it sounds like it happens in a lot of them. They only got the demo. I think so, because they said they only played with the demo and they're only showing footage of the demo.
One of the most jaw-dropping scenes we've ever seen on the Dreamcast. Sonic Adventure 2 is shaping up to be one of this year's hottest platformers.
They showed there that they were breaking boxes to get to a thing where you whistle and then a little animal comes out for the Chow Garden. But I'm just wondering, like, what comes out of there, because obviously you can't go in the Chow Garden in the demo.
The graphics are much more detailed than in Sonic's first Dreamcast outing, and the gameplay is more varied and fun. The game will also feature some brand new characters, including an evil hedgehog named Shadow. So if you like the Blue Streak's last adventure, the sequel's gonna blow you away.
I remember back in the day, like, I forgot what magazine it was called. I think it's just called Dreamcast Magazine, the UK version. And I remember reading in the article of the previews for Sonic Adventure 2, they're talking about Rouge the Bat. It's funny that they didn't talk about Rouge, they just said Shadow. But I remember the magazine was making a big deal like about Rouge. Like, is Sonic finally getting sex appeal in the games? It's apparently like a big deal. And as we know nowadays, like, oh, maybe she's a little bit too much. made a lot of kids confused back in the day. But anyway, let's continue.
Sonic the Hedgehog is 10 years old this summer, and while video game heroes have come and gone, he's one of the few who's managed to survive the test of time and changing tastes of fickle gamers. Not bad for an old...
Changing tastes of fickle gamers. If only you knew, like, wow, like how fickle they are now, especially with the internet. And yeah, that's right. Sonic Adventure 2 came out the 10th anniversary of Sonic. That's right.
Timer.
Oh yeah, this animation here. Apparently they've had like these animations like since the start of Cybernet until its end. And they never changed it or anything. It's like maybe for like 10 years. But honestly, it still looks pretty good until even this day. Even though, yeah, it looks like old janky graphics and all that. Like, what the heck? The model looks like it doesn't even have any textures on it. It's just the model with no textures. Or actually, it might have a metallic texture, but you know what I mean. It doesn't. Even the stuff in the background is very basic and all that. But still, like, it still looks pretty good today. Even though it looks old as fudge. Okay, here's the multimedia stuff. So like I said before, it's not just games. They do multimedia like software, and they do internet stuff. Like, oh, this is the website we went to this week. Which is funny because nowadays everyone just goes to YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. They don't go to websites anymore. They go to these they go to Facebook Like if you want to go see Marvel stuff, you go to the Twitter thing or you go to YouTube and you watch Marvel stuff. Like you don't go to marvel.com anymore or stuff like that, you know. You want to see Marvel news, you go to Twitter and you subscribe or whatever to Marvel stuff, you know. You don't have to go to marvel.com or whatever anymore. Anyway, let's continue.
Here's a chance to jump right into the action with Mickey Saves the Day 3D Adventure, available on the PC. This interactive clickable title allows the very young gamer to test out memory, logic and spatial reasoning skills in a colourful, fun-filled environment.
Do parents still do this? Like they to teach kids? Because I remember back in the day, like I wasn't good at reading. So my parents, like they went out and they bought a bunch of PC games to help me read. And like here they're showing like, oh, here's a Mickey Mouse PC game. Do parents do that nowadays if they want to get their kids educated or something, like how to read and whatnot? They are there still interactive games for them to? Did it work? Not that well, because I remember, you know what it's like when their parents try to force you to do something educational. I was just like frustrated and all that, and it just make my mom get angry at me. Let's play a Mickey Mouse PC game. Actually, what ended up making me read and want to read is that my older siblings, like my brother was reading Archie comics, and my sister was reading Betty and Veronica. So me as a little kid, you know, just wanting to copy the older siblings, I read Jughead comics. I remember the first comic I was reading, like at the time I knew how to read, because you know all the shows like A sounds like ah, B sounds like ba, but obviously I wasn't fast. So like the first comic I read, it took me a couple hours, like slowly reading through it and trying to understand like and all that. Eventually I got fast enough where a single digest would take me 30 minutes to read the whole thing, and a double digest would take me like an hour to read. So like the games didn't get me to read. It was comic books, Jughead comics specifically, that got me into reading. And I learned to read proficiently late, like grade 2. When normally you're supposed to be reading at that level, like grade 1, even before you get to grade 1. Lol, right? Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Minnie Mouse is missing, and that scoundrel Big Bad Pete just elected himself mayor. Oh, Goofy, we gotta find Minnie. She may be in trouble.
We gotta find Minnie. This sounds like the voice actor who's still doing Mickey Mouse until this day. That or they sound very similar.
Playing as either Mickey or Minnie, the rescue operation takes kids through various locations in order to find clues to solve the other's whereabouts.
I'm wondering if these are like based on their houses. Like, this is Mickey's house, this is Minnie's house. Because if you go to Disneyland, I'm not sure if Disney World has it too, but Disneyland, like you go to certain sections of it and like, oh, here's Mickey's house, here's Minnie's house, here's Donald's house. And they recreated that in the game Epic Mickey. They recreated it to how it is in Disneyland. What is Minnie, the mayor? Mickey is the mayor. I don't know.
With the help of other beloved Toontown pals, the enterprise begins. Some, of course, are more helpful than others.
Some, of course, are more helpful than others. Are you trying to badmouth some of the people in the town? Like, oh, this guy's a moron. Don't listen to it.
I'm on stakeout. There's something fishy going on with these here trees.
Well, why are you in a bathtub?
I gotta stay clean, don't I?
Okay. Laugh track. Ha ha ha. But whatever, it's a kids. It's for kids. Don't criticize the joke too much.
On the plus side, this is a graphically rich title which provides some eye-popping surroundings to explore, with the added bonus of learning about cooperation, teamwork.
I wonder what it's like to be a guy working on this TV show or magazines where you have to review or at least play enough of the game for the to write about games for kids, like educational games. Like, do you put yourself in the mindset of a child and say, oh, this is good for kids, good for that, whatever? Or do you just like write about what you do in it? Or do they actually have a kid with them? I have no idea, but it's gotta be very weird to, for like educational games like this meant for kids, but you're like a full ass grown adult. I mean, it's fine, I guess, if you're watching kids shows for like 8 to 10-year-olds. At least there's something there you can enjoy as an adult. But with stuff like this, like I guess it's mostly you're writing for the perspective of the parent. So you're going to write it in the perspective that you're a parent and you want to buy this for the kid, I guess. That Goofy staying clean, watching them dirty trees.
Environment.
By the way, is the chat, like, can you read it? Is it fine? Because obviously in my preview it looks small, but hopefully it looks fine.
Tasty sandwich.
Tasty sandwich. Tasty.
However, the waits are sometimes painful and there are fewer hotspots to uncover than in many animated adventure-style programs. But overall, tots will enjoy this heroic mousy experience. So, what are you waiting for?
The waits are what? Is there like long loading screens? I guess CD-ROM games back then would have. Oh, this is 2001. I think the loading times would be a lot faster. So if you're talking about mid 90s, early 90s, yeah, the load times would be long. But anyway,
Go find Minnie. Go on.
I guess it depends on how fast your CD-ROM is. Tactics. Oh, this is another thing that they did back in this TV show. They would show cheats and stuff like, oh, this is a cheat code for this game. Do this, do this, do that, or whatever. But here it says tactics, so I don't know. Maybe. Oh, you have whatever. We'll watch and see.
Tactic this week is Colin McRae 2 on the PC.
Oh man, Colin McRae 2. That gives me so much flashbacks to stuff. Like I remember, like, I would play this at my cousin's house, but of course, when you play it, it's like I think it's a really long levels. So if you play it, it's maybe it reaches up to 30 minutes. But if you play Dirt 2 or something like something like that, it only takes like at most 10 minutes or something like that. I remember I did not like playing these because it took a long ass time. I remember my uncle who was like, he's a car guy. And I remember he would just spend hours playing on my cousin's PlayStation, just playing Colin McRae Rally.
Spend all your time power sliding around Sweden, but have yet to unlock any new tracks. Maybe a career in racing's not for you. But if you're determined
Okay.
champion, we've rallied round to find you this cheat that should put you back on.
Oh, cheats. Why does it say tactics? Why not just cheat codes or something? Why do you have to use the word tactics?
Select the driver's option and create a new driver profile. Enter your name as Great News. That's
Oh, that's right. I remember back in the day, if you had your name, if you put in certain names for your profile or driver or whatever, you would be able to unlock certain stuff. Nowadays, like, obviously cheat codes are kind of a thing of the past. Like, do any of these games even have cheat codes that you could do? Because nowadays, like, if you want to do stuff, like, you probably have mods or something, or DLC. They'd make you pay for it instead of it being free. I mean, to be fair, back then, like the cheat codes, like, obviously the cheat codes, they would be for not programmers, for people to test the game who work at the company. Like, obviously sometimes you would want infinite lives so that you'd be able to test the game, so you input the cheat code, and then obviously later on, like people would figure out the codes and they could play the game like that. But I think later on it became a little bit more nefarious because, you know, cheat codes, these would sell magazines. So I think a lot of games, they would intentionally program certain cheat codes into the game. You know, like obviously a lot of cheat codes which are pretty much useless for testing the game for programming, you know, like big head or stuff like that. Like I think they would intentionally put in the cheat codes like that intentionally so that like they could like sell stuff, like they could sell magazines so that, oh, buy these magazines so you could get the cheat codes and all that. Obviously I'm not saying that for sure, but maybe I think a lot of games obviously did it for fun, like game programmers, oh, we're gonna put the Easter egg by putting a cheat code, oh, big head mode. And I think others were a little bit more nefarious, like we gotta put them in there so that they could sell magazines. You know, like back then a lot of Nintendo games were hard or cryptic because number one, they wanted people to call into the Nintendo tips hotline to get them through certain hard parts of games, and the other one is to buy Nintendo Power magazine for the guides to get through the game.
GREANEWS.
Great news. It's a good thing that they spell it out and stuff like that.
Meaning that you can rally around the globe. So whether
Okay.
wild and exotic plains of Kenya or the mild and rather less exotic United
So it's just a cheat code to unlock all the levels.
Kingdom, you're bound to find a track that'll blow you over. Now let me
I remember back in the day, especially when I was a kid and a lot of people were kids, and especially because these games back then were like super friggin' hard, that cheat codes were like a godsend, like, oh, skip level or unlock all levels or stuff like that, or infinite lives, so that you could get through the game so you could enjoy it. And especially like, you know, like you buy an expensive game and then you can't get through certain stuff because they're hard. So getting cheat codes was like, yes, now I could actually see everything of the game. Unlike nowadays where, you know, it's like pretty easy. And even hard games like Dark Souls, like, you know, you could go online, look up guides and whatnot. You could get through games a lot easier now, like back then.
see. Mirror, signal, maneuver.
Oh my god, ads! I think I should friggin' watch this on... Do I have a thing to block? Oh wait. Don't I have ad block on this? I do have ad block. How do I... Just a sec. How do I have ad block on this? Extensions. There we go. Now I got friggin' ad block on. God damn it. How many minutes in was I? There we go. Shouldn't get any ads this time. Gosh darn it. I have just YouTube. I got YouTube Premium, but I just don't want it to get interrupted. Please. YouTube does not like this. Please forgive me. I got YouTube Premium. I'm paying. You're getting monthly money. You're getting money from me monthly, so I don't see ads. So the one time I use incognito. Please, please. What's her name again? Who's the CEO of YouTube again? What was her name again? CEO of YouTube. Susan, please, no, please. Okay, let's continue. What's new?
Now let's head off to a magical...
Susan Majeski.
Klonoa 2 Lunatic...
Oh, Klonoa 2! They just released... Was it a remake? I think they released a remake of Klonoa 1. I'm not sure if it's either a remake or a HD remaster, something like that. I'm not sure if it's both games, but I know the first game it was. But yeah, I always saw this back in the day, but never really was interested in playing it. Jammer, have you heard about Klonoa? Yes, I have heard about Klonoa. I'm just talking about... You misspelled it. You spelled it Clanao. Clanao.
Veil, which will soon be available for the PlayStation 2.
PlayStation 2.
Lunity is a magical world filled with wonders, but some...
Klonoa.
to transform this astonishing land into a place...
Apparently, this is a pretty good game. Like, maybe I'll buy it when I finish off my list. But right now, I'm not too interested in it. I'm only 5 minutes into the thing. I should probably stop pausing.
Klonoa bounces off trampolines, rides a surfboard down raging rapids.
Oh wow! Is this game using like a cell shading? I know cell shading came out before this, like for Jet Set Radio. That's the first game, but does this actually look like cell shading? I think so, because Wind Waker came out that year, so I think a lot of games would have had cell shading by then.
Launches himself from a giant cannon in hopes of collecting points and various items that will save the kingdom.
Her preview is not giving this game justice, because apparently these games are pretty good, I guess. But like I mean, to be fair, this isn't a review. It's just saying like what's new. Like, this is a new game that just released, so here's some information about it. Also, what the heck is this music? Like when Sonic Adventure 2 played, it obviously wasn't the music from Sonic Adventure 2. And this obviously, I guess it's not from Klonoa. And I didn't realize that back in the day when watching Cybernet, that they're using either royalty-free music or they're using some music that they made or that they licensed to play over this stuff. Because I guess they don't have the licenses or something to play the music from these games. Because do you hear that if there's any sound effects in the games? Or maybe they only that's right, there's no audio from the games, I think. But I distinctly remember that in some of the clips that they would play the sound effects at least. Nope.
The cartoon animation attempts to be as colorful as an animated...
It's like in that earlier one when they're showing Colin McRae Rally, right? Like when the car crashed, they played the sound effect of the car crashing, unless they edited in later or what, I don't know.
Using cell shading to bring the characters to life.
Oh yeah, cell shading. She just said it there.
Nearly as rousing as Sonic's Adventure.
Not nearly as rousing as Sonic's Adventure. Which is funny because nowadays, I think a lot of people would say this game is better than Sonic Adventure 2. But then back in the day, I think the thing is opposite. Now, of course, I'm biased because Sonic Adventure, but from what I know from what people say about Klonoa is there's less glitches and it controls a lot better. For the game, for its style of gameplay, it's more precise and stuff when you compare it to Sonic Adventure 2, which is, I'll admit as a Sonic Adventure fan and a Sonic fan in general, it does have issues. Shell shading.
Scoop when the game is released later in the year.
Oh, it's not out yet, so this is just a preview. Review. Okay, this is a review. Batman Gotham City Racer? Did this really get a friggin' racing game? And why have I not heard about this? Because people always meme about like, oh, this game is getting a racing game. Oh, here's a... And I've seen a bunch of videos talk about Garfield Racer or Sonic Kart Racer. Even all these old kart races, but Have they ever talked about this? Gotham City Racer? What the heck?
A different kind now as the Dark Knight takes to the road to eradicate evil in Batman Gotham City Racer on the PlayStation.
This does not look like a... From the name of the game, it sounds like it's gonna be some sort of kart racer, but it looks like a car combat game like Twisted Metal. It looks like it even plays like Twisted Metal, but what the heck?
Premise is exciting. Introduced by scenes from the animated show, the levels see Batman and his colleagues racing against the clock to reach certain destinations or chasing...
Oh, racing against the clock. I thought they're actually racing, but no, they're racing against the clock. This looks like a terrible game.
You can even take control of a villain's getaway car and attempt as many robberies as you can before you're stopped by one of the Bat Gang in a scenario that can be...
Boo, yeah, exactly, boo. No, oh, I was gonna like this, but I'm not signed in here. I guess I'll like it when I guess I'll sign in on my YouTube thing and then like it.
Answer to Driver turns out to be a huge disappointment. The graphics are awful and the vehicle's handling is atrocious. Add to that whenever you enter a new area and you have a very messy game indeed.
Very messy game indeed. Give us a...
Great, but the game is abysmal. We think Batman should stop chasing Clayface and go after the game's designers instead.
Wow, like... This game, I mean, this show is like 20 minutes long and all that, and they're gonna fit in a couple reviews. It must be hard to write reviews. Like, how long did that review last? Like maybe maybe a minute or two? And I think they did a pretty okay job at the review. Like they're saying, oh, this game is terrible, blah, blah, blah. And they showed enough of it to inform people enough about it, so it's fine. I guess it's a fine review. I'm critiquing a over 20-year-old review of a game no one cares about.
The only comic book hero to grace our computer screens. The world of comics and computers are drawing ever closer, especially on the internet. Here, technology that struggles with streaming video is perfectly suited to action-packed stills.
That's right. They could barely stream video back then. How things have changed.
The best website of the comic book giants would have to be Marvel's.
Marvel.com. What happens if I go to Marvel.com today? Let's see. Okay. She-Hulk now streaming. Okay. Can I actually go and I could read the comics unlimited for $9.99 per month. Okay, just to show the difference between Marvel.com back then, 2001, like 21 years ago to today. Okay, here is Marvel.com today. And now they're going to show Marvel.com back in the day.
On their various characters, there's also a fantastic .comic section where you can download entire comics and follow the adventures of your hero.
What? You could download entire comics? Was that for free? What do you mean we still have problems with video? Oh, that's pretty neato.
Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate X-Men have been showing since issue 1, and key issues from other series are also showcased.
That's pretty neat.
Check out background information on the characters you're about to see, or even play a mini card game to pass the time.
Mini card game as well. Wonder if you could still access some of this stuff today.
Of course, not all comics are about colorfully clad crime fighters.
Comics.com. Let me try it out. Comics.com. What am I gonna get here? What the heck? Go Comics. Oh, Calvin and Hobbes. Cool. Okay, that's the only one I've heard, Calvin and Hobbes. Maybe Baby Blues? Like, maybe I've seen it somewhere. Okay, classic. Oh, Garfield, Broomhilda. Okay. So this is comics.com today. Okay. Well, it's gocomics.com, not comics.com, but whatever. Let's continue.
More traditional strips are equally at home on the net.
Oh, okay.
Staggering archive of favourites from Marmaduke to Andy Cap. It's also impeccably updated with new strips appearing almost the same time.
Man, I used to read Andy Cap because what do you call it? The newspaper Gulf News back in Dubai. It had a bunch of comics. The first one was Garfield, and then I think it was Andy Cap. I don't remember the other ones. Oh, they also had Dilbert, and then they had this comic called Non Sequitur. It's like let me see if I could find it. Non Sequitur comic. Yeah, here we go. Like here's some. Usually non sequitur comics are just like one panel, like this. So you got like this. It might leave a little too much room for rationalization. Maybe you should try breaking it down a few specifics. Don't do bad things. Moses and the first draft. Okay. So yeah, this is like basically non sequitur comics, just like one page, like the one. You had it like this, I guess, with multiple ones, but the ones on Gulf News was like this, is just one panel.
Their newspaper debuts. But whilst just reading online comics is fun, the real advantage.
Okay, let me patentsplace.com. Patentsplace.com. Hopefully I don't access some weirdo site. I'm gonna have to click out. Okay, this doesn't look like it works. It even says not secure.
Patents Place is a serial where literally anything can happen, for the simple reason that the readers decide what will happen next.
Oh, that's neato.
Simply log on, check out what's happened so far, and create a new panel that advances the story. If yours is the funniest or the weirdest from those submitted, it'll go online.
Oh, that's cool. Interactive, semi-interactive comic. Interesting.
Create an entire comic strip of your own. So why not give it a try? In years to come, thousands of people might be logging on to see your comic creations.
Yeah, I guess like web comics and all that, and Twitter and Instagram and all that review.
Buckle up and prepare yourself for the
Le Mans 24 hours. Oh, that's right, PS2. There was PS2 at the time. Bad news.
day-long races. This is a driving game with the look and feel of an arcade racer, but with the options of a simulator.
Oh, it said arcade racer, but with options to simulate. Can you actually play this for the full 24 hours? Sad, yeah.
At the start of the game, there are 9 different cars to choose from, ranging from some feisty GT modified performance cars to some seriously high-speed Le Mans prototypes.
Le Mans. Oh, is that Le Mans, not Le Mans, like I said it?
All based upon 7 world-famous tracks.
I want my 24 hours, no more bedtimes. Did they switch out the drivers for Le Mans 24 or not? I have no idea. It's French.
The transition between day and night. Race on a track long enough and the sun will set and the stars will come out.
I mean, that would be very odd if you actually played the game and it didn't switch day, because you know, Le Mans 24.
Courses you were familiar with in daylight suddenly present a totally different challenge, with swarms of red warning lights providing the only signal of approaching corners.
That's right, they didn't have like proper lighting and stuff back then.
The depth of Gran Turismo, but it has a style all of its own. And with 8 championship modes and over 50 cars to unlock, we found...
I think Gran Turismo 2 back in the day, No, not Gran Turismo 2. What I think is Gran Turismo 4 on the PS2. You could play a mode that's basically Le Mans, like the Le Mans 24 hours. So of course you could have the... But I remember what my friend used to do for that is that he would have the PC drive it, and then he'd have it like fast forward. But then it still took long time. I think it took an hour or more to finish.
To be a long-lasting and hugely enjoyable game to play.
Okay, there are sound effects. Just as long as there's no music, I guess. Initially, there were no rules on the number of car drivers or how long they could drive, although almost all teams used 2 drivers in the early decades. Okay.
Okay, time for our competition now, so
Okay, this is the music that it's like the theme song for Cybernet. Dut, 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 dut.
grab a pen.
So this is a competition stuff. Oh, you could win a Dreamcast? Ooh. Until the 1980s, there were teams in which only 2 drivers competed. But by the end of the decade, the rules were changed to stipulate that at least 3 drivers must drive each car. Okay.
This week's excellent prize is a Dreamcast and a copy of
Oh.
Tournament to play on it.
Oh, Unreal Tournament was the... I never played Unreal Tournament, but still I played Quake 3, the demo mostly, but man, like Quake 3 and Unreal Tournament, wow.
Ready for some gut-wrenching, heart-pounding action in this thrilling...
And on the Dreamcast too.
To win this prize, just call our number and answer this question. What type of animal is Sonic? Is he A, a badger?
Obviously a badger. Oh wait, no, he's a tortoise. I remember back in the day. We'd always see these competitions, and me and my bro would always want to enter these. But obviously we couldn't because this is a UK number. And obviously we wouldn't it'd be a long distance call, it'd be expensive. The other one is I think they showed this a month after the fact, after it showed in the UK. So obviously imagine we're calling up like in the middle of the night. Actually, no, it's not gonna be the middle of night. It's like Dubai is 4 hours earlier. Yeah, 4 hours. Then you call up like, oh, hey, the answer to Sonic is a hedgehog, man. It's like, what are you talking about? This competition and the question you're answering ended 1 month ago. One free Dreamcast, please. Anyway. Should cost no more than £1. I remember they would always like, if you're under 13 or 18, make sure to ask the permission of your parents. And I was like, we're like, oh, mom, dad, please let us call.
If you think you know, call 09009 113333.
Oh, 09.
Dial carefully and don't forget to ask permission from the person who pays the telephone bill first.
Yeah, see, they'd always say that.
At the end of today's show, so get dialing and good luck.
They'd always say like, yeah, remember to ask the permission of whoever pays the blah, blah, blah.
We'll go to war, fly the friendly skies, and travel to Los Angeles to ponder gaming's future.
Oh, Xbox didn't come out. This is June 2001. Xbox hadn't come out yet. I think GameCube also didn't come out yet. So all you had was the PlayStation, the Dreamcast, a PS2 at this time. End of part 1. Okay. I guess it went to commercial. Oh, ITV. It was part of ITV. Cybernet. What's new? More new stuff?
It's the game that launched the...
Oh, Wipeout!
Buttons look cool. With its high...
Dang, Jammer, it's interesting seeing gaming's past. Yeah, exactly, right?
Taking them out of geekdom and into the mainstream.
You'll do more, right? Wipeout Fusion.
From the very latest in the Wipeout series and will be the first to appear on the PS.
I never liked Wipeout, even though I remember one of my friends really liked it on the PlayStation. I remember playing on the PlayStation, wasn't having fun. Played on the PSP, wasn't having fun. I think there's a PS4 version. I played the demo, wasn't having fun. I never got the appeal of this. I know you go fast on the thing, but I remember when I first played, I just kept scraping on the walls. But later on in the demos, I played it. And when I got good enough not to scrape on the walls, like, I still wasn't having fun. I don't get the appeal of Wipeout.
It's currently only 70% complete, but this fourth
Wipeout is basically like Mario Kart, except you're in futuristic flying cars. Jammer at the gym wasn't having fun.
situation-sensitive hull damage and the ability to customize your craft to match each course.
Jammer washing clothes wasn't having fun. Yeah, I guess.
With its vastly accelerated
What's up with this music? Sounds pretty cool. It's probably not from Wipeout.
features. These include twisting 360-degree corkscrews, bigger air jumps, and special flip pads to turn your craft upside down in the style of roll cage. The AI's been overhauled too, with this new draft supposedly delivering a much more...
It's cool saying that they're giving all the stuff. But I'm wondering if all this information that they're giving about the game, is it from their own experience playing it, or is it from the press release? Like, from the mistakes that they were making in from their preview of Sonic Adventure 2, I guess it's their own. They wrote it themselves from their experience from playing the demo. So maybe it's not from the press release.
are also a lot more imaginative than their precursors. Blind corners...
Yeah, it was much more imaginative than their precursors. That sounds like an opinion, so maybe it is them writing it.
From this evidence, Wipeout Fusion shouldn't be a disappointment.
Wipeout Fusion? I'm not sure if Wipeout... I know Wipeout did pretty well on the PlayStation, and I think the PSP one did pretty well too, but I don't think it did that well on PS2. I could be wrong though, like I could, you know, tactics. So more cheats. Sylphid? Oh wow. This is a classic, Sylphid. I've never played it, but I know it's a classic. Like lots of people still love playing this game until today. Is there a copy on the Nintendo Switch? I know I'm not really big into these shoot 'em ups, but I guess Sylphid is, I mean, I would recommend this even though I've never played it and stuff, but it looks super fun.
With this kind of firepower backing you up, you should find that destroying those fiendish bosses has become much easier. So what are you waiting for? Suit up, grab your ship, and get ready to kick some alien tentacle.
Get ready to kick some alien tentacle. I'm gonna stop pausing because this is I've only like 5 minutes in, and when it was 5 minutes in, it took me like how long? This is an hour long already, but whatever. Reviews.
Steely nerve of a Top Gun pilot? Well, strap
Top
in and
Gun.
pay attention as we check out 2 new PC add-on packs for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2000.
Oh, Microsoft Flight Simulator. Oh, wow. I remember playing the demo of that and having so much, like not knowing what to do, but still having lots of fun with it.
Begins with the rather
It's fun seeing my thoughts. Yeah, I guess. This music's definitely not from the game. Wait, does Flight Simulator even have music? Besides, I guess, from the menu when you start up the game. But I think the music is classical music. Does it? Is it? Sounds like classical music. Get that frame rate. I guess their computer couldn't handle it.
It's not about shooting down the enemy, but the pure and simple joy of flight itself. And it doesn't get much more detailed than this, with accurate cockpit views for absolute authenticity. You'll even get to meet the pilot.
Aren't you the... Oh, okay, there's the pilot. Honestly, that was a good review. Like, even though it, like, how long was it? Like, less than 2 minutes? It was a pretty... It was pretty... I mean, when I say review, in my opinion, there's 3 types of reviews. Number 1 is the comedy review, so it's not being taken serious. And usually when they do it, they're showing unique gameplay or just making fun of it, showing the worst aspects of the game. The other one is the full critique, which I don't think is good for if you're making a buying decision, because the critique is, well, it's very long. Usually these are very long videos, minimum 10 minutes. sometimes up to 4 hours long or even 8 hours long. So it's more of the critique of the art and the gameplay and all that. And it's more for artistic reasons. Like, then obviously the one that most people, the other reason is for you want to make a purchase decision. So like these are usually, they don't spoil the game. They don't talk too much about game, the story and certain gameplay elements that might spoil it later in the game. But obviously they want to give enough information for you to make a purchase decision. So these ones are, I think they are pretty good. They're short, concise. They show enough gameplay, and there's a like with the airplane one, like so and so. It's not about shooting down things. It's about the joy of flight. So, like, these are pretty good reviews. Like, even though they're so short, like, and all that. I mean, from the perspective of you're wanting to make a purchase decision. That is, I think they're pretty good for that.
Next up, something.
Guardians of the Sky.
This is Guardians of the Sky.
Sounds like an RPG, but it's not. It looks like a flight simulator.
There's the Shackleton, the Nimrod, and the Sentry.
Nimrod.
High-tech early warning equipment. It goes without saying that you can expect meticulous precision in all aspects of the plane's look and feel.
So they did a review of Microsoft Flight Simulator and this one, which is a competitor, I guess.
What is already the most detailed flight sim around. If you're a hardcore flight fan whose idea of heaven is piloting several...
She said Nimrod.
from airport to airport, then keep at it. You never know, this might be your next party trick.
Oh, so is this game... Maybe I should like ask like flight sim people, like, is this a better flight sim compared to Microsoft Flight Simulator? I mean, back in the day, because she was just saying that it's the most... what was the word she used? The most accurate or whatever flight sim there is. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's cool that they put both of them together.
Look at the top 10 Dreamcast games.
Oh yeah, that's right. They had top 10s back then as well. Like, I remember I used to go to GameTrailers.com and ScrewAttack.com to watch all their top 10s and all that. Nowadays, top 10s is like a lot of people avoid them because very cliched and outdone, and like, and some channels like Watch Mojo do them to death. And so I barely see people do top 10s nowadays. Heck, they don't even do like, oh, these are my top 10 games of 2022 or something like that. I barely see anyone do that anymore. Nowadays, I see they do the tier lists. Like, oh, here's my, instead of here are my top 10 sodas. They're gonna go through a bunch of sodas not in particular order, and oh, this soda is S tier, oh, this soda is D tier, it sucks, oh, this F tier, that do not drink, this is piss, tastes better than this soda, you know. That seems to be the thing people doing nowadays instead of top 10s. But yeah, like Cybernet, it had its weekly top 10, so yeah. And now here, top 10 Dreamcast games. Let me see if I agree with this list. Anyway, I think that the list would go up and down because sometimes they would do monthly top 10 games. And obviously some games would go up and down. And I remember back in the day, Star Wars Force Commander, it was always on the top 10. They really loved that game. And other games like, I think Resident Evil and Metal Gear were on the top 10 a lot. But I just remember a lot that Star Wars Force Commander was on their top 10 a lot. And of course, FIFA games like Pro Evolution Soccer and FIFA were on their top 10 a lot. Let's see. I bet you there's going to be a football game in this top 10. Virtua Tennis. Whoa, I actually remember playing the demo of this. This is a pretty fun game, Virtua Tennis.
Metropolis Street racers sped back into 9th place with real courses from Tokyo, San Francisco, and London.
I think the game no. I was gonna say that the game developers of this went on to do Forza, but I think not, because the game companies are not the same, I guess. But anyway, like Metropolis Street Racer kind of feels like Forza. I mean, especially the first Forza games. But of course, the new Forza games like Forza Horizon, it's like off-road. So it's nothing like the original Forza games, Virtua. Yeah, Sega had a bunch of Virtua games. They had Virtua Tennis and Virtua Fighter, obviously, and Virtua Cop. So yeah, they had a bunch of games under the Virtua name. I think they had other sports games, but I don't remember what other sports games was under the Virtua name.
It may have been one of the very first Dreamcast games, but Trick Style's still wowing players at 8.
Trick Style, I don't remember this game at all.
At 7, the cartoon critters are putting their foot down in
Walt Disney World Quest Racing? Really? This is June 2001. Like, there would have been a lot more good Dreamcast games. I guess they're going by newly released top 10. But obviously by June 2001, you had a bunch of good Dreamcast games. Jet Set Radio, Sonic Adventure 1, Soul Calibur, Shenmue, whatever. Racing games. Oh wait, did they say racing games? Oh wait, no. Phantasy Star Online, yeah. Oh, isn't there Phantasy Star Online 2 now? And they have a collab with HoloLive. I am actually very tempted to play Phantasy Star Online 2. I played a little bit of it a few years ago, and it was kind of fun. But overall, I was bored with it. But I am really tempted. Like, I don't want to play any MMOs. Like I said, I don't want to play any games which are designed to be never-ending. I don't want to play an MMO. But yes, Phantasy Star Online. Pretty good game on Dreamcast. Oh, Quake 3 Arena. Maybe I might do a stream on Fighting Force 2. I remember that. Maybe I'll do a stream. Maybe I might do games like I'll play them once. Maybe I'll play Genshin Impact once. And I'll play Phantasy Star Online once on stream. But not anytime soon, since I have so many games to play. Man, I remember Fighting Force 1. That was really fun. Oh, okay, Sonic Adventure. So they're not going by... Honestly, what the heck is this list? Sonic Adventure's an old ass... Well, it was 2 years old by this time, but honestly, you're putting friggin' Disneyland Kart Racer into your top 10. I guess this is like their top 10 that they feel like at that moment in time. So maybe they're like, oh, I still like Sonic Adventure 2, but this kart racing game, this Disney kart racing game is pretty bangers. I'm going to put it on the list, even though other games were pretty bangers. Boo, Badless Cybernet, yeah.
The original Sonic Adventure has re-entered the chart at 3.
I don't understand. I guess it's just what they thought was cool at the time. Yeah, House of the Dead too. That's pretty good. Skies of Arcadia! Yeah! Man, I should really go get my Dreamcast and play Skies of Arcadia. Maybe next year. I'm planning to buy all the stuff to mod my Dreamcast in December. And man, I want to play Skies of Arcadia. I want to play the GameCube version a lot more, because obviously, you know, like I said with Skies of Arcadia, that there are some features that are missing because you have to connect to the internet. The GameCube version does not have that problem. But if I want to get a GameCube version, it costs like $400. I think I could get cheaper ones for like $100. But I looked before, the average price is $400 for the GameCube version. Or whatever. I guess I should just play the original Dreamcast one. But yeah, Skies of Arcadia. Okay, their top 3 I agree with. House of the Dead, Skies of Arcadia, Sonic Adventure.
This is Ring of Red for the PlayStation.
Ring of Red? Never heard of it.
It's the year 1964 and the world is at war, where huge
Except now they have mechs. Is this a Japanese game? Looks like it. Jammer, despite being a young pirate, has honor.
that are under your complete command in this real-time strategy.
They
consist of 2 main types.
Yeah, I used to pirate games a lot.
Strategy battles where you maneuver your mechs at will around a limited grid.
What's going on here?
Battle ensues, the scene shifts to a linear 3D battlefield and the AFWs come face to face until a 90-second time.
Pew, pew, pew. What the heck is this game? I have no idea. I'm not gonna pause it because I don't really have anything to say. Just a tank. It definitely looks Japanese.
These troops have specific strengths and weaknesses.
Ah.
To equip your robot with a complementary infantry unit.
Kind of reminds me of
The dialogue can be frustrating.
Valkyria Chronicles.
With a smooth frame rate and impressive visuals. Although not a mainstream title, it's a
Smooth frame rate? Where they majority of the games on consoles back then were 30 frames per second, and it's funny that she's talking about smooth frame rate. Did a lot of games that they're playing at the time not have good frame rates? I know the Dreamcast could do 60 frames per second, especially with its fighting games and stuff. Well, in the UK it was 50 frames because their TVs would run at 50 hertz. But either way, like 20, I'd say like a lot of games would run at 25 frames or something, especially console. I want it. This looks cool. Yeah, I guess. Ring of Red. Do they have games in the nowadays? Ring of Red. Report? Huh?
It's that time of year again. Yes, we're in
What?
Los Angeles, and that can only mean one thing. E3 2001.
Oh, E3 2001. Cool.
It's the world's largest video games exhibition, and this
Yes.
year is arguably the most important ever for console manufacturers.
Man, E3 back in the day was so cool. I think one of the reasons why it's so cool is because it's exclusive to journalists and I know people in the industry or whatever, but yeah, like I remember seeing interviews of people talking about like how much E3 has changed. It was pretty cool back then. They even talking about like, oh, you could go to this place here and you could drink beer and stuff. But yeah, E3. Oh yeah, speaking of E3, this episode I'm gonna watch next is a E3 special. So we're gonna see what E3 was like in 1996. After I watched this.
And of course, Cybernet was there to bring you all the latest news, and there was tons of it. So here's
Harry Potter.
the greatest video game show.
That's right. Ooh, Command and Conquer. It's like it's the only game of its series, Jammer. Oh, really? Oh, that sucks.
About the Nintendo GameCube. Shigeru
Ah.
Miyamoto, the creator of Mario, was on hand to introduce.
Oh, wow. They're showing this from a different camera angle. Because usually all the footage I've seen of this is from the front. But it's cool that they're showing a different camera angle. I mean, not a different. It's different to me. Because the camera angle I've seen for years is, you know, like more of the front one like this. More on stage. But it's cool that I could actually see like, oh, like a different footage from this. Mario.
The eagerly awaited device to the world.
Okay, this one looks like the normal camera angle.
Like all babies, it's small. But it will make a lot of noise.
It will make a lot of noise. For some reason, like whatever footage I see from that event, from that presentation, like they don't show that stuff. So again, I'm getting some new perspective on this.
The photo stand where loads of GameCubes are waiting to be played.
Wow, that looks cool. Fountain.
So what?
Game Boy Advance. Oh, Luigi's Mansion.
An old friend in Luigi's Mansion, the first title to star Mario's younger brother.
Yeah, this is fun. I'm glad you're liking it because I was very skeptical about this video. Like maybe I wouldn't have much to say and stuff about Cybernet, but yeah, it's like it's fun to reminisce about this, you know.
Our hero encounters ghouls and ghosts in a level of detail never before seen on a Nintendo machine. And another
Smash Brothers Melee.
where characters such as Mario, Donkey Kong, Link,
Was this a release title? I don't know. Maybe I should look it up.
Nintendo are playing it safe by using tried and trusted characters. Check this out.
Ooh.
This is the incredible
Pikmin.
received an enthusiastic response at the show. The brainchild
It got an enthusiastic. Yeah, this is a classic. People to this day love Pikmin. They also just announced Pikmin 4 recently, right? Well, Pikmin, man, it's still being played to this day. I'm not sure if it. Oh, Melee. Yeah, Melee is still being played competitively. I don't know about Pikmin.
And where did Miyamoto get the idea for these?
Pikmin is a beast. Yeah.
Well, unsurprisingly, he got the idea whilst gardening at his home. And whilst the world
Did they say that in the presentation?
Cube, Microsoft were gearing up to present their latest offering in the form of the extremely unpretty Xbox.
Oh, look at that. The Duke. The huge ass controller. I think I saw recently that they're selling it again. Wait, let me go to Data Blitz. I think they're selling the Duke controller. Look, they're selling the Duke controller. Oh man, can I buy this and just use this on my PC? I think so. But yeah, look at that. Friggin' the Duke controller, they're selling it. Looks friggin' cool. Unpretty. Big chungus, yeah.
And which were the games that impressed?
Oh, Halo.
Incredible Halo, which gamers have been looking forward to for months. At E3, they actually managed to get their hands on the real thing, and early reports are good.
Oh, they don't know how much that's gonna revolutionize shooters, especially console shooters. Wow, like it's so odd, like seeing this video, like there, you know, especially in hindsight now, we know how things turned out, and to see, you know, their opinions and whatnot back in the day, it's so strange.
And if you've recovered from that, prepare for this. This is Munch's Odyssey, which received
Munch's Odyssey.
This third installment finds our
They don't know how bad it's going to be in the future. Rip Halo.
So what else did Microsoft?
Well, at least Halo got a bunch of really good games until Halo Reach, so it had a good run.
Their sleeve.
It's funny, a lot of people don't like Munch's thing that much. They like the first two games a lot more.
Well, have you ever seen a train simulator before?
Train Simulator, oh my gosh, these are way more popular today than they were back then because of the whole truck simulator trend and all that. What are Odyssey? Okay.
And have you ever seen one that looks so incredible? See, we're not so strange after all. There were plenty of
Dark Cloud, ooh.
as well. Recognize this pair? Yes, Silent Hill will shortly be returning to our screens in the imaginatively titled Silent Hill 2.
What did she say? Imagine this pair. Silent Hill 2 has completely different characters from Silent Hill 1. Were they on drugs or something? Oh look, that's Solid Snake.
And possibly the most eagerly awaited and overexposed game of all time, Metal Gear.
Overexposed game of all time. I guess back in the day it was.
So keep keep watching because we'll give you some statistics on the Xbox.
250 million polygons per second.
250 million polygons per second. How much is it now? Like billions? How many polygons are there on the Xbox Series X and the PS5? Imaginatively named.
To tons of new games.
Oh, Red Faction. Oh, wow.
Tell you why
Game Boy Advance.
more in common with the GameCube than you think, and introduce you to some very strange characters.
Yo, this is Scarab. We're here at E3, and you're watching Cybernet.
Oh, that's cool.
Right, keep watching, and we promise that we'll be back again soon. Don't forget you can always try our
250 polygons per second.
space combat simulation action with Independence War 2 Edge of Chaos. It's way ahead of the rest. It's Cybernet.
What game was this? Independence what? Whatever. 250 polygons per second. It's C, Hedgehog. Yeah, let's call the number now, and so we could win a free Dreamcast. Let's go! Let's go! Sam Seal, not Sam Neill. What game is this? Pew pew. Yeah, this is a cool thing at the end of Cybernet, that they would show like the pre-rendered cutscenes at the end. Because I remember they used to show like Final Fantasy and stuff at the end and all that. Cybernet Capricorn programs. Okay, I'll play this episode next, but I'll take a bathroom break and be right back. This baby can fit 250 polygons per second. Did they say 250 polygons per second, or I thought I said 250 million. What did I say? What did the guy say, and what did I say? So anyway, I'll be back. $250 polygons. I think even PlayStation 1 did more than that. Anywho. Okay, time to continue. This is E3. This is 1996. So this is like 5 years before that other video. But yeah, just to see even more into the past. Said million, okay.
And you're watching Cybernet.
Well, it's cool that they got Mario to say that. This is Mario, and you're watching Cybernet. That's cool. Look at all this Cybernet. Then, if you're interested, look at all these Cybernet videos here. See, go through gaming history right here. Yeah, we'll look at some E3 stuff from back in the day.
Because we're gonna jet off to LA for the biggest computer show ever. Sail the seas to Paris for some incredible interneting, and take to the tracks and the pitch for some serious sport. Get your breath back, take a seat, and get ready for Cybernet.
Get ready for Cybernet. FNAF with Mario.
Distance to bring you the latest gossip from the gaming world, and this week's no exception. We just got back
E3 1996.
Los Angeles.
Wow, look how cool it looked.
Anybody who's anybody was there, all showing off their new products, and there were even some familiar faces.
That's incredible.
I couldn't agree more, Mr. Klingon. Signosis.
Oh, Jammer, I'm ready for some serious interneting. Oh yeah, did you watch season 2 of Dogs in Space? I looked on Netflix today and season 2 is there. Have you watched it yet? I might go watch it maybe tomorrow. Like I said, I have to go to bed early today. But yeah, have you watched season 2 yet? It's out. Yeah, exactly. It's out. OMG. I was like, huh? Especially before, like when I asked you, you said that it's in hiatus or something. Didn't know when it was coming back. I was like, okay, I guess it's not coming back. And I looked today and it's like, wow, there it is, season 2, Dogs in Space. Not yet, thanks you.
A load of new games, including the sequel to their best
Prognosis. Oh, it's 96. PlayStation came out in 95?
You might recognize.
Okay.
Sony were proudly showing their new character, Crash Bandicoot.
Oh my god, Crash Bandicoot hadn't even come out yet. Now we're gonna see their perspective of Crash Bandicoot, like not even come out yet. Wow, this is like so...
This strange creature be the new Sonic or Mario? Well, although...
Not really. I mean, Crash Bandicoot was successful enough, but obviously not as big as Sonic and Mario. They'll never get successful franchise.
It looks pretty good. We'll just have to wait and see.
Eat cereal.
Sony were also responsible for one of the biggest bits of news of the show. They've decided to drop the price of the PlayStation by a whole third, which could open the door to many new gamers.
That's right, they dropped the price.
Sega did exactly the same thing with the Saturn, dropping the price by the same amount.
They dropped the price too? Oh my gosh.
With a new 3D Mega Drive title, Sonic Blast. But it wasn't all games. They were also...
Oh wow, so impressive. Like, oh, look at here, Sony. We got Crash Bandicoot, all 3D. Here we have Sega Saturn. We've got this Sonic 3D Blast. Not even a good Sonic game. Isometric, not even real 3D. Maybe if they had a 32-bit Sonic game that played like Sonic Mania, maybe, but no. Dang, dropping like it's hot.
So demonstrating how you could connect to the internet using a Saturn. We'll have more on that in a few weeks' time.
The Saturn could connect to the internet? I don't think many games use that. If it did, I think only in Japan. I don't think the American used it.
Was Nintendo. They definitely had one of the biggest and most crowded stands. And why? Because they were officially showing their new N64 machine.
N64.
There was an impressive laser show, and Mario's arch rival Wario even got a look in.
Wario.
Oh, hello, I'm on TV, look.
Why does it look like he's going like this in the air? Fantasy Star Online was on Dreamcast, not Sega Saturn. Arch rival.
Also revealing their new Slimline Game Boy, as well as new SNES titles.
Slimline Game Boy.
And we'll be showing you much more of those very soon. Promise.
Donkey Kong Country 3 hasn't even come out yet. Oh my gosh.
X007 George Lazenby was just a few feet away from the chaos promoting a new title.
George Lazenby? George Lazenby was only in one Bond movie, right? For Her Majesty's Secret Service, I think? Or was he in 2? I think he's the one who was barely in any. I think he came in after Sean Connery. And then Sean Connery came back. And then after Sean Connery, it was Roger Moore. Am I right? Jammer, he's James Bond.
He appearing in a computer game.
The reason I'm in it is because...
Wait, what did I say? James Bond? What did I say? Did I say someone else?
It's based on the James Bond theme. And I was too old to play James Bond. So So they thought, why not use him as a Q-type character? Be George Lazenby. I said, why not?
But it wasn't just famous
Okay.
people at E3. All sorts of strange characters were walking around.
Oh. Oh, all sorts of strange characters walking around. Show someone in traditional Scottish garb. Wow, that's so strange. You're from England. That is your neighbor to Scotland to the north. Whatever. That's your neighbor. Scots are really strange. Smurfs.
Clouds got too much, you could always hide away in virtual reality, or even a VR pod where you could
VR pod. The audio stream's current bitrate is 0, is lower than recommended. What do you mean 0? Is the audio playing through? What's going on? Why is the audio? Why is it saying it's streaming at 0, which is lower than the recommended bitrate? It is stupid. YouTube. When was this? What year? Okay, I guess I'll search E3. What? 1996. May 16 to 18, 1996. Ooh.
totally immerse yourself.
I can hear you. So I don't know why YouTube is lying to me, saying I'm streaming at 0 audio bit rate.
To me, but what's it all about?
We just developed this new virtual reality product to work with virtual reality headsets.
That makes you like, what? They've been working on VR for so long. They've only found strides in the past 5 years, and even now it's still not that accepted. So of course it's so friggin' expensive.
And outside the halls, a team of people were busy building the world's largest Lego computer. It took
Lego computer.
to complete, and you can probably see why.
Cool.
While inside, they were showing off their new virtual Lego package. But for something a little more refreshing, virtual surfing was offering the ultimate
Virtual surfing. Oh, that looks terrible. That looks like a terrible game. Even that Tony Hawk game, the one with the stupid skateboard peripheral, was pretty terrible as well.
Upstairs was DreamWorks, the new company set up by Steven Spielberg and Bill Gates, and we managed.
DreamWorks was still new! So they did not have the movie Ants yet? And they didn't have all those DreamWorks movies yet? Oh my gosh. DreamWorks, yeah, exactly.
They were only showing a few titles, but what they had looked very impressive.
That game, I think that game is from the creator of Earthworm Jim. He must have wrote it or something. I forget. But anyway, that it was pretty decent, and I mean, it's not that great of a video game, but it's like a pretty, I guess, cult classic. I don't know, but either way, it's a pretty interesting, kind of unique game that will never be successful.
Everyone at E3 seemed to be having a good time, and there was so much going on that we can't fit it all in this week. If you don't believe how massive it was, just look at the effect it had on a few of the visitors. It was just too much for some.
Too much for some. What's new? Okay, they're gonna show all the previews and all that.
After excellent footage,
Power Soccer.
you may think we'd seen the last of
3 Plus.
but along comes Power Soccer, ready to
Now on PlayStation.
for its money. Like any good football game,
I feel like skipping forward, but whatever. I'm gonna let it play. Friggin' soccer game. Football or whatever. Football.
There's loads to choose from.
Remember, I have no idea how to play these football games. Like, I remember I used to play the demo on the Sega Saturn. I get so frustrated trying to get goals that I would always just tackle the other player, and I would just you know, I would I would get yellow or red cards from it.
Detail is also second to none, with all of the major European teams included in the game. And by the way, whoever decided to make the footballers limp about when injured deserves a round of applause. In fact, it really
Limp around when injured? I guess that was revolutionary at the time. When they limp around when injured. I gotta remember, this is 1996. 3D polygon gaming like this is just brand new.
get as fit sitting in front of your PlayStation.
And the Sega... Oh wait, no, they said Sega Saturn PlayStation reduced their prices, okay.
On the PlayStation and Screamer on the PC.
World Rally Fever? PC CD? What?
Racing game. Well, we have something which...
This is weird because Japanese games typically came out on console, so it's odd seeing a Japanese game on PC.
1 minute you might find yourself surveying the beauty of the English countryside.
This reminds me of a game I played. It was the Speed Racer game on DOS or something, and looked a lot like this.
And jumping over water trenches. Then it's a
not even using 3D polygons, it's still using sprites. I think the backgrounds are 3D, are they?
Say bonjour to the sheep.
Hitting the sheep. Poor sheep.
Right through to all you speed demons out there. Just make your choice from the 8 different races on offer. Wait for the green light. Put that foot down.
Vroom, vroom, vroom.
What makes this game so much?
What the heck is up with that driving?
Everything is kept simple, and it's perfect for all you PC owners who haven't crept up to the world of Pentium processors yet. Just make sure...
Oh, that's right, Pentium. Pentium processors was new, and I think 3D acceleration cards were still new at the time. The classic name.
You find those big old gaps in the road. Okay, the graphics might not be up there with the best, but the game cannot be faulted for its sheer playability and overall appeal. If you're after a racing game which doesn't take a week to learn how to play, World Rally Fever could be the one for you.
Great driving there. PCCD. Were they selling games in 1996 on diskette or something? Why do they have to say PCCD?
From one recent racing game to one on its way.
Grand Prix.
Is the long-awaited...
That's the problem I had with Cybernet back in the day. They talked a lot about football games and Formula 1 games. I guess in UK those are very popular, but I remember back in the day, especially even now, I don't give a crap about football and F1.
Well, now it's vengeance and probably an accompanying instruction booklet to keep you up half the night. Of course, the graphics and sound have all been improved, and the program's artificial intelligence has been upgraded to offer the player a more realistic challenge. There'll also be a modem link for all you surfers out.
Is there a... Take note, she said artificial intelligence instead of AI. So I guess maybe back in the day, like if you said AI, people would be like, what's AI? So I guess they would have to say full artificial intelligence, because I guess not that many people would be familiar with the term. So yeah.
Out there. Whether this sequel will hit the big time in the world.
Because I think in the 2000 video, a 2001 video that we just watched before this, she said AI instead of artificial intelligence. Like, oh, the game's AI has been blah blah blah, you know.
To be seen, but there's no doubting the amount of detail the programmers have gone into, right up to the sunlight glinting as you race. So whether your name's Damon Hill, Michael Schumacher, or just plain old John Smith, this could be the next best thing to a day at the races.
Well, at least Michael Schumacher, I know who that is. Meow, meow, meow. Multimedia. Oh, okay, more multimedia. Okay.
Time now for a pint-sized heroine as the minuscule Thumbelina ventures her way onto PC. This is an interactive storybook based on Don Bluth's recent animated movie.
Wait. Is this Thumbelina by DreamWorks? I guess they're talking earlier about DreamWorks game studio and not DreamWorks the movie studio. Isn't this DreamWorks? Am I wrong? Let me Google it.
You flick through the story of Thumbelina and everything's read out loud as you go along. If you don't want to hear the narrator, you can
1994.
the story yourself, or just click on the bottom of the page to turn over. Thumbelina is a beautifully detailed package, and it's more than just a book.
Oh, Thumbelina is Warner Brothers. Okay, it's not.
Transported to a game or interactive set.
Oh my god, Warner Brothers didn't have much animated movies. Thumbelina, Titan AE, Iron Giant. What else? I think they didn't have much. I think Titan AE. No. Was Titan AE their last one? I know that was Don Bluth. Okay, I know Iron Giant was Warner Brothers. And I think they closed down after Iron Giant.
Section like coloring in. There are pictures you can choose from every chapter, and because you can't go over the lines, it makes your painting a masterpiece every time.
Makes it a masterpiece, except you picked the wrong colors.
There's also a musical.
So what did they do? They digitized the cells from the movie?
You'll even find some tracks by Barry Manilow. Yep.
Barry Manilow, really?
If you want to.
That's not Barry Manilow. Or whatever. Hey, they're playing the music here. I thought they played some weird music. Not from the game, but and here they're playing it from the game. Well, whatever.
There are a few hidden features too, like jigsaws.
Congratulations!
Basically, Thumbelina's a well-designed package, though there's not much more to it than the story and a few extras. But it's perfect for the 3 to 8-year-old age group it's aimed at.
3 to 8-year-old.
We are free and independent. We go everywhere and we kachi all the way. We're gonna teach you how to samba and to ramba and la bamba every number.
This movie looks terrible. I do remember watching it back in the day. When I was a little kid.
See what multimedia titles have made it into the top 10.
Top 10 multimedia.
Down one place to 10 is World Atlas and Almanac.
World Atlas Almanac.
MTV Unplugged is still making music at 9.
MTV Unplugged?
A never-ending source of amusement is Dogs at...
Oh, Dogs. I remember these. What you talking about? It's a masterpiece. Where's the remaster?
At 7, no change for Star Trek Omnipedia.
Omnipedia.
There's little movement in this case for Pause at 6.
Pause.
Straight in at 5 is the sequel to Redshift, Discover Astronomy. Sting is still singing as he moves down 2 places to 4.
Sting, as in this musician?
There's no change for the Film Buffs package, Cinemania 96.
Mega Cinemania.
Redshift 2, Keeping Us Stargazing, moves up to 2. But still at number 1 is the amazing Encyclopedia Encarta 96.
Oh my god, I have so much memories about Encarta 98. My god, Encarta. Like, you wouldn't find me like going through the encyclopedia back in the like I remember my family who had encyclopedia, like a shelf like really long, like this big, like an encyclopedia, A to Z, and then at the end there was like a dictionary, like big dictionary. I wonder what happened to those books. But yeah, like Encarta 98 has so much fun with that, like, you know, just going through all the articles and going through all the video. Like, wow, like that's such a what do you call it, you know, like looking through it, you rose tinted glasses and whatever. Such a trip through memory lane. Encarta 98, seeing it here, not Encarta 96.
We've all heard about how amazing the internet is going to be, with lots of exciting stuff running at the...
There's this TV show I used to watch. It was called Bad Influence. And for some reason, they always talk about like, oh, the internet, the most boring technology ever. And I'm just thinking to this day, wow, those idiots were really wrong. But let me look it up. Bad influence. TV show. There's also another gaming thing. So here, see bad influence. Do they have the whole series here? Oh my gosh, look at this. Episode 1, episode 2. Yeah, but here's bad influence.
And now
they didn't have this show on channel 33 until the 2000s, which was kind of stupid because when they were showing this bad influence on channel 33 in like the late 90s or the early 2000s, it was showing games on the SNES and stuff, like games which were at least 5 years old. And I was thinking, like, why the heck is channel 33 showing this? Like, these video games are old. These are old ass games. Why are you showing this? Like, why is it so outdated? I want to go watch Cybernet instead.
We'll be seeing more of D, including the rest of his face, later on in the program. Instead of you.
But honestly, like Cybernet seems more like it's really focused on the games. Meanwhile, they're showing the presenters and stuff. I like the presentation of Cybernet way better than this bad influence.
And one of my
later in the series, including this, which is Super Mario Paint, which will be available for your SNES after Christmas.
I honestly don't like the whole thing where like the host and stuff like interacting in a studio. I like this way more better than bad influence.
speed of light to our super powerful, super friendly computers.
This is more like focused on the games.
Of course, right now, the reality of the net is something far slower and far less fun.
Oh my god. I remember surfing the net in 98, 99, 32 kilobit per second speed, and then upgrading later on to 56K. And my family was using that until 2003, I think. We were using the slow ass 56 kilobit internet until 2003 when we finally got DSLR. Not DSLR, ADSL. I remember we switched to DSL when the year before Revenge of the Sith came out. So no, not 2002. That's 2004. Oh wait, no, okay. Star Wars 1999. 2005. Oh my god. That's how behind my family was with the internet, like in the mid 2000s. We only got. No, wait. No, I think we. No, because I remember when Half-Life. What year did Half-Life 2 come out? Half-Life 2. 2004. No, we got like high speed internet. We got DSL in December 2004 when Half-Life came out. So I remember it now. I was looking at pictures of Star Wars Episode 3 what do you call it? Episode 3 on the net. Because I remember back in the day, because I would download a lot of pictures a lot. Because, you know, back in the day, 56K internet. Like, if you want to look at a picture again, you'd have to load the site and you'd have to load the picture. And back in the day, the internet was like per minute. You have to pay per minute used. So I'd download a whole lot of pictures. Like if I wanted to look at pictures of the Star Wars game, I would have to download them, and then I would like open up the folder of the pictures and I would look at them rather than going to the website to look at them. And I didn't have to do that afterwards because when we got DSL, obviously the website loaded faster and it was a monthly subscription rather than per minute. So yeah, back then that's how I'd use the internet. Like if I would look up a game and I would look at pictures, I would download all the pictures so I would look at them later. Like that's how it was. Like the internet, like, and also I remember like you go to the to a website because you know the website would load slow, so you'd open up multiple windows like, oh, I'm gonna go to this site, window 1, window 2, and then you just wait for them all to load, and then when they're all loaded you'd open window. Unlike nowadays, I mean, I know a lot of people, they open up a lot of tabs and stuff, but nowadays, like, all I need is one tab, because if I want to go to one website to another, it's like instantaneous. Like, I don't have to wait. So like the speed of the internet, like, it changed the way I surf the internet. But yeah.
Convince us that internet pages are about to change were a bunch of suits at a recent World Wide Web Expo in Paris.
World Wide Web Expo in Paris.
Static. They don't change. You make a request, you get a page. The World Wide Web beginning to emerge, however, is something much more object-oriented. And what that means is that when you select a page, that page will be created dynamically, on the fly.
Dynamically on the fly.
Part of this tailor-made web page future involves new add-ons to the web, like Shockwave, which makes putting animation in a page simple.
Oh my god, Shockwave! Not even Flash, Shockwave. Oh wow.
And Java, which started out doing this.
Java.
Now does a whole lot more.
Java, wow. Java is just new. Sun Microsystems. Oh my god. So
on your machine.
Like old stuff, like again, like trip on memory lane, all these old stuff, they had all the cool names.
The idea is to...
Is it me or does this guy kind of look like William Dafoe? You know, like Spider-Man, you know, like Sam Raimi Spider-Man, Green Goblin, 250 million polygons per second.
And have a computer that's much simpler than today's, just to display the results.
Change. Will it ever stop? Judging by this exhibition, not for a while.
Yeah, definitely not for a while.
Should be is already here, but it'll only happen when we can afford to put it in our homes.
Not only can you afford to put it on your homes, you could put it on your phone and in your watch. I don't have a watch, but whatever. In your watch. Heck, even in your glasses with Google Glass. I don't think people use Google Glass anymore, but still, even in your glasses, you got the internet everywhere. So I am William the Friend. William the Discover Astronomy.
Astronomy package, then you'll be glad to hear that there's a sequel.
People use Google Glass. I even remember people getting kicked out of bars because they had Google Glass on.
Astronomy is basically a souped-up version of its predecessor. Just like Redshift, Discover Astronomy is also programmed by ex-employees of the Russian space program.
Ex-employees of the Russian space program. Wow.
It's packed with information about the planets, sun, and stars. Just about everything to do with space.
Space.
One of the best features of this package is the layout. It's very simple, yet very well presented. So if you want to check out anything from asteroids to the...
That's a cool thing back then. Like, you buy these things and then I feel like especially when in Encarta, like, I would learn a lot about certain stuff. I feel like I mean, to be fair, nowadays you could go on YouTube and you could watch a whole bunch of videos about planets and stuff. But I don't know, having the interactivity like this just felt it. I guess it felt more fun. I guess I don't know.
And comets, they're rarely more than a click away. The video footage is very high quality, and the explanations are clear and concise.
Yes, Russians.
Closely linked to the apparent position of the sun in the sky.
Oh.
Local time is a kind of solar time.
But if galaxies are more your kind of thing, then not surprisingly, there's loads about them too, including some footage about their history.
In the early universe,
that's neat.
Galaxies were much closer together than they are now. Collisions and mergers were common.
My go for space knowledge.
Package has to be the starry skylines. These demonstrate the position, movement, and arrangement of stars in the sky at a particular time.
That would be something cool. Where can I go nowadays to get something like this where it's interactive and stuff?
Or how the moon casts a shadow on our planet Earth.
Interesting.
Just like Redshift, there's a photo library with
Redshift sounds like a video game where you play as a cop on Mars or something.
Just the right amount to explain everything fairly thoroughly.
Redshift. There's a expansion for Half-Life which was called Blue Shift. So it sounds like that.
Overall, Discover Astronomy really hits the mark and achieves what it sets out to do.
I just noticed that my lens is dusty, so...
If you're into the stars, then home in on this one.
Home in on this one. Does my camera feed look better since I wiped the dust off it? Preview.
Time travelers of the world.
I'm Commando? What the heck is this?
It's way across time for all you PC and PlayStation owners.
PC and PlayStation. That's a cool thing about watching the Cybernet. Like you get to see some of these old ass games that nobody talks about nowadays. Like what the heck is Time Commando?
With a passion for bodybuilding, it's up to you to save mankind.
Passion for bodybuilding. Okay.
You start
what the heck is this game? It looks like crap.
Your fists and feet. But as time progresses, you'll find yourself visiting main periods of history, and you'll be fortunate enough to pick up weapons like a spear, gun, sword.
What the heck is this game?
And as you make your way through space...
Yeah, it might be fun to see if you can even play these games. Maybe someone somewhere has it archived on the net for you to download.
You'll get the chance to shake hands and then shake off all manner of nasty creatures.
Maybe if we go to GOG.com, we might find it. It says Time Commando. GOG.com. Okay. Why is not loading? Ooh, yeah, Edge Runners. Oh, there's an Edge Runners update for Cyberpunk 2077. Let me see. Time. Whoa! Time Commando! Wow! It's actually on GOG. Is this actually it? Oh my gosh, this is it! Wow, if you want to play this weird looking shitty ass game, here you go. Time Commando. For $5.99. Is this actually it?
American West.
I think, yeah, it does look like it.
Medieval Europe and ancient Rome.
Let's go.
Computer.
Too bad you can't see, what do you call it? You can't see how many people downloaded this. Was because like, oh my gosh, July 1996. This is the minimum Windows XP. What are you talking about? This is running on Windows. Not even Windows 98. This is Windows 96. What came out before Windows 98? 96? Was there even a Windows 97? I know it's Windows 95. There was Windows 3, and then Windows 95, and then Windows 98. We're talking about system requirements, Windows XP. 1.8 gigahertz. I don't think it was even 1.8 megahertz back then. Memory 512 MB RAM. I don't think it was even 5 MB RAM. 3D graphics and compile. Well, yeah, I think you did need a graphics accelerated card back then. 2 gigabytes, my ass. It's one CD-ROM. Why is it 2 gigabytes? Unless it came in, you had to play with multiple CDs.
As you continue your trek through time, your enemies will follow the same evolution, becoming much more aggressive. And of course, at every major turn in time, you'll be dressed accordingly, so there's no excuse for looking out of place. Visually, it's really impressive with all of the...
Really impressive? It looks like shit. I guess back in the day, this was really impressive.
We've seen, Time Commando looks like being an impressive piece of software. It's probably
impressive piece of software.
PC game Little Big Adventure, so it's bound to be a time-traveling opus through the galaxy.
The combat looks terrible. It's friggin' Time Commando on GOG.
Well, talking of time, we've just run out of it. So
oh, done.
Yet another amazing show. If you like the look of Power Soccer earlier on, then here's a bit more of the intro sequence just for you. Don't forget to keep all those letters and emails coming. See you soon.
I'd like to do a video for movies, games, and videos, but unfortunately it has footage of movies in it, which I feel like will get copyright struck, so definitely not. But yeah. I hope you liked today's stream. I had fun. Very, very, very cool going back to, you know, memory lane and seeing like, oh, Sun Microsystems, like, oh my god. Does that company even exist? Sun Microsystems. Sun for short. Is it even still working today? Number of employees. Wow, 36. Owner, Oracle. Defunct. Ah, okay. It stopped at 2010. But still, yeah, man. Thanks for like, if you want to watch Cybernet and see all their old like stuff, like especially people's thing back in the day. Look at this: PlayStation 2, Half-Life, Opposing Force, Dead or Alive, iMac, Gran Turismo 2. Look at all this. How far does it go to? 2004. I'll take a brief look at 2004.
There's a Mela here in 25 minutes. First, though, if you...
What games do what games do they check out in 2004? Okay, the voice is different. Definitely not Lucy Longhurst anymore.
Steve Truitt. On today's...
Oh, Steve Truitt. Okay, he's pretty good too. Sonic Heroes, Sims. Oh, I actually have this game on PC. Not on new PC, but back in the day. Legacy of Kain. What's this, Maxim? No, not Maximo. 2004. Sonic Hero! Okay, I'll end it here. We're gonna watch some Sonic Heroes. We started with Sonic Adventure. Let's end it with Sonic Heroes.
Start with the fastest hedgehog in history. In fact, he's so quick that he managed to escape the obsolete Dreamcast console and race his way onto the GameCube, Xbox, and PlayStation 2.
Oh, obsolete Dreamcast console.
On your mark, get set, go with Sonic Heroes.
Definitely not this. Steve Truitt's definitely not as good as Lucy Longhurst. Obsolete rip. A ready, Crash. We gotta. Hey, they're using the game's music here. Why before for Sonic Adventure they weren't using Sonic Adventure 2's music, and here they're using Sonic Heroes music. Dang, he didn't have to kill him like that.
Sonic has admittedly had some trouble venturing from his initial 2D style into a three-dimensional world.
Even back then, they were saying Sonic was never good. Sonic Adventure was never good. Like he's even saying like, oh, Sonic had trouble going to 3D.
Fortunately, the developers at Sega have gone back to their roots, making an extremely fast-paced platform-hopping adventure.
I wouldn't say Sonic Heroes was going back to his roots. Definitely not. Like, so what? I guess that's what they said, but no, they did not go back to their roots with Sonic Heroes. Definitely not with Sonic Heroes.
This new Sonic shares more similarities with the original title than any of his subsequent efforts.
Really? How? How? Are you gonna explain it? Let me see if you actually explain it.
The most unique new feature is that you can now instantly switch between characters.
So he said they're going back to their roots, blah, blah, blah. And then immediately he just says he's talking about new features. So you're just gonna say they're returning to their roots without saying anything. I mean, to be fair, he did say that's what Sega was saying. So Sonic Heroes definitely was not returned to form. In fact, it's a very decisive. I think a lot of even Sonic fans today think it's bad. Even me back in the day, I thought it was bad. I remember it was difficult it was unfairly difficult. Even back being a guy who played Sonic Adventure 1 and 2.
Characters just like Mario Kart Double Dash. Only here, instead of having just 2 to select from, you get a team of 3. Each has a special purpose. One's built for straight-ahead speed, another for strength, and finally, one who can fly.
Can fly.
Because having the correct character at a specific point is the only way you'll advance.
What the heck was it with the sound effects? You could hear the... So, in the old Cybernet videos, they weren't using the music from the games. They're using some sort of, I don't know, some royalty-free music or whatever music they had in hand. Here, they're using the music from the game, but they forgot to remove the sound effects. So now you're hearing Sonic jumping, and it's not reflecting in the footage. Maybe they made a deal with video game companies. I don't know. Oh, I think they're using the sound effect for the transitions. Are they?
Of course.
No, they're not. So what was with the sound effects?
Frantic speed, and all the Sonic trademarks are here. You'll collect rings, bounce off strategically placed bumpers, and get those famous dizzying loops.
Like a laser beam, my eye on you.
Sadly, some problems remain. While the graphics are colorful and distinctly Sonic, the single-player game is incredibly short. And
what do you mean incredibly short? I mean, to be fair, like you play like the Sonic level and then it's short. But having to play all of them is pretty long and it sucks because the game is very repetitive. I guess maybe the game is short, maybe it takes like less than 10 hours to complete, but it's very repetitive, so the game feels longer because you have to replay levels as other characters. But if he's talking about if you play as one team, like Team Sonic, Hero Team, then I guess you could say it's very short.
There's still that erratic camera in the multiplayer mode, making you fall off track for no other reason than you can't see what's ahead of you.
Man, they were complaining about this even back in Sonic Heroes. Wow. Like, like when the trend, like when Sonic Mania came out, is like all the journals are like, Sonic was never good, blah blah blah. Yeah, Sonic adventure games were never, you know, all that. And Sonic was never good. Now Sonic is good again with Sonic Mania. And you know, like the trend, like, and then they showed video back then like Sonic 4 is good, Sonic Generations is good. But like it's surprising me that there, like, this opinion of Sonic's 3D Sonic not being good goes all the way back to 2004. Like, I'm surprised actually. Like, I feel like I've rewritten some history in my brain from recent times. So yeah, it's I guess it's kind of refreshing to know that people were having this opinion of 3D Sonic games even back in 2004. And remember, this is Sonic Heroes. This is before Shadow the Hedgehog, which was a terrible game, and definitely before Sonic 06. So this is how early it was. Like, this is just 3 years after Sonic Adventure 2. Boo, go back to 2D. Yeah. But yeah, it's like, it's very interesting that they had this opinion even back in 2004.
Also, while switching characters at any time is a cool feature, the action is far too fast for it. So when you choose the wrong one, you won't necessarily know what error you've made, leading you to repeat the same mistake.
What? You saying you're not knowing what error you made? What the heck? You friggin' jumped off the level. Of course there's nothing there. And you saw the pole that was right behind you. You're supposed to use Sonic and use his spin tornado move to go up the thing. Your criticism about the game is legitimate because I've played the game and I share that opinion. But the footage you're showing is not correct. Stupid. It makes you look stupid. As someone who's played the game, it makes you look stupid. And it's unfair. What the heck, editing?
Even though it's hampered by several faults, Sonic Heroes is still among the best this series has produced.
I disagree with that. It is not one of the best the series have. It's not even... To be fair, after this, Sonic, Shadow the Hedgehog, and Sonic 06. So yes, it is one of the best that the studio has produced, but that's a low bar. It's a low bar. This game wasn't even good compared to Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, so... Whatever, I don't agree with your opinion.
With a few improvements in the next sequel, our favorite hedgehog should be back on top.
New improvements in the next sequel. The next sequel is Shadow the Hedgehog.
Where he belongs.
Again, like, it's very interesting to see their opinions back then with hindsight, because I know what the future is going to what the future is gonna be like. Oh, poor host. Okay, what is this? Another Oh my god, Batman Rise of Sinsu. That game sucks. But anyway, I'm gonna end it here. It's been 2 hours. I should be going to bed. But it's been a blast from the past. Like, I really enjoy this. Like, again, like, I was very worried that I was not gonna have enough to say, but I had a lot to say. That it went on for 2.5 hours. But yeah, anyway, thanks for joining me, Will. This was really fun. I guess I should try. Maybe I should do something else like this. Like, maybe I should have more ideas. Maybe I should go look at old reviews of old games. Like, look at the GameSpot review for Ratchet and Clank. What's that called again? the one on PS3, the first one. Ratchet and Clank Future. Oh yeah, Tools of Destruction. Maybe I should go watch the old Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction review, because I remember hating that review back in the day. They gave it 7 out of 10, which nowadays I'm like, that's fine, but I remember back in the day I was pissed about it. That would be something nice, but then that video would be like 10 minutes long. So I could probably extend it to 20 minutes if I tried. But yeah, maybe I should probably think about other stuff to react to. But if I'm gonna do another Cybernet video, maybe I'll give it a few months. I won't do it right away. But yeah, anyway, that's it for today's video. Tomorrow night I'll continue Shanty, and maybe I'll recap, or maybe I'll do a recap of what I did at Rev Major tomorrow. But anyway, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.